Hey, how's it going, guys? This is my video, my journey to becoming a $1 million net worth investor. And I'm making this as of October 15th, 2025. And, for this being my first video, I think this nice, rough presentation will do a good enough job to serve what I needed to do. But again, my goal here is just to document my entire journey, what I'll be learning, the moves I'll be making, and so on. Because I think this will be something really cool to look back on because I find the craft very interesting and it's something I definitely want to get better at. So, yeah, so won't be long, but I'll just kind of go through this pretty quick just to highlight what I'll be focusing on. So currently, where I stand is, as I mentioned, I'm fairly new to this investing stuff. A lot of things I wish I knew, many years ago, but life just didn't work out that way. But we have to start with where we're at, right? So, um, my current status is, as of today, is to hit the milestone of 25,000 in assets. Currently at 19,000, and I'll be sure to update this as I go. In terms of the breakdown, currently about 13K of that is in an emergency fund with a goal to get it to 36K. In terms of if that's too much, too little, I've kind of gone back and forth with it. But for me right now, it represents roughly 1 year's worth of expenses, and just having enough in there to just cover like the bare essentials, right? And just a little in cushion just in case. So that's my current goal as far as the emergency fund goes. In terms of investments, however, I'll be in this obviously for the super long term. And I guess I should highlight too that this fund is inside of I guess before I go to the investments, the emergency fund will also be currently hosted inside of a high yield savings account. So that way I can just get the interest that I can on it. And that'll continue to, just put in a little bit extra, right? That can just compound on itself over time. And yeah, so in terms of the investment side of things, obviously I'll be in this for decades to come. And this number is going to fluctuate, obviously, because markets change. But currently, right now, my primary setup is I'm inside of Vanguard's total stock market, and that makes up right now 95% of my portfolio. So I'm going very aggressive because I think obviously now is the time. I want to get as many gains as I can, and I'm just willing to take those risks right now. And my secondary plays are in things like, Gold Billion ETF here, GDX, which is gold mining ETF. And then I'm inside of MP Materials, which is more of an asymmetric bet, which I'll come back to in a second. And then HBM, which is a copper mining company. And this only totals about 5% of my portfolio because for me, this is kind of a secondary goal as compared to right now with getting my emergency fund and just starting to shore up my primary investments there. So these are just more like some asymmetric upside slash stability plays. And with MP Materials in specific, I'm putting a little bit more into that inside of this 5% because I think the race for rare earth metals is really heating up inside of this AI tech sort of boom that we're in right now. And because the US doesn't really have much supply, along with, as of right now, Trump trying to really, improve that industry in the US, I am currently placing a bit of a heavier bet on that. And so far, the gains seem to be picking up. Currently up about, I'd say like 30% or so. It's been a while since I checked over the past couple months, but we'll see. And finally, my plan is just to keep investing consistently every pay period, explore ways to accumulate extra capital, whether that's like a potential business opportunity or something like that that makes sense. Learn new things about markets, geopolitics, and such as I go on so I can understand those relationships better. Use extra cash to buy big dips when they happen, because I'm sure there'll be plenty more in terms of the environment we're in right now. Keep an eye out for asymmetric upsides, little investments that could produce a big return when they show. I expect those to be fairly rare, and I won't even put a lot in those when I do find them. And share my thoughts to improve my own internal feedback loop about what I'm learning. And then finally, just to stay focused and play the long game. And yeah, so that's pretty much my strategy in a nutshell. And I look forward to documenting this journey and seeing how I improve and the things I learn as I go. And that's it. All right. Until next time.